Dad's garage. Today we're going to talk about where we're at with the little truck. When we left off, we put the wiring harness on, which was super easy. Pulling old one out, putting the new one in. I think if we looked at elapsed times, it's right around, let's say 45 minutes out and 45 minutes in. S&P, Gabe makes a great wire loom. It has everything already installed for your TPS, for your boost control, for your nitrous control, and even wired up, and I know it looks hacked right now because I had to change some things, an LS coil. So we swapped from all the factory stuff to the LS coil. The reason why it's hacked is because I'm actually going to move the coil up onto the valve cover with the bracket. Going back to that, I bought my Heltec 1500 2 years ago, a year and a half ago. I actually bought it from a friend of mine who had a project that was not being used, so he pushed it forward to me for a deal. Needless to say, that Heltec sat in my living room for about 2 years until we got to this project. We put it in, it communicated fine, it took a program, it was meeting all the sensors, reading the TPS and everything. The problem was it wasn't driving the coil. So now, people that are installing any kind of ECU, when you do install an ECU aftermarket standalone, always leave your coil unplugged. In fact, leave your injectors unplugged until you have your ECU downloaded with the proper information. Reason being is there's information in there that will screw up the coil and can screw up your injectors. Injectors being high impedance, low impedance. That really isn't so brutal as opposed to the coil, the ohm loads, and the resistance in the coil. If you put the wrong resistance and loads to the coil, you'll either fry the coil or you'll fry your computer. Now, give it, my computer was new. I downloaded the proper information. I didn't even have this thing plugged in. We went for fire up and we never saw any spark, any signal to spark. So went ahead and took the factory coil out, switched the LS coil, switched the parameters, changed to LS settings. Again, checked for signal, didn't see a signal, also never got a spark. So from my understanding and from all the testing that we did, thank you Gabe, spent hours on the phone with me. That's Gabe from S&P, you guys, he's actually a great dude. Helped me diagnose sending a signal back to the computer in order to see if it's seen a sine wave, and we came to figure out that the driver in the computer was no bueno. So brand new computer and what I call bad out of the box, Bob. And that's everything that we're getting, I seem like, from like 19 to 2021. It's all that COVID junk. A lot of the stuff that I think, and I'm not blaming Heltec, I'm kind of blaming the manufacturers for the product or the components that went into products like that, because they're not the only one. Holley, see, and I can say all this shit because I'm not sponsored. This stuff I've paid for out of my own pocket, and it hurts. It hurts a lot right now because I took a completely running truck on a factory ECU, and I thought I was gonna do a plug and play ECU upgrade that should have been running that same day, and I'm now 2 weeks out. And I paid for the shipping to send the ECU back, that on a computer I'd never used before. And I'm going to be paying for the repair for this computer because I have no other choice at this point. I'm $35, almost $4,000 deep into the ECU and the wire loom. Now, guys, if you ask me how to do this again, cheaper, there's 2 different ways I can tell you how to do this way cheaper and probably easier. And the number 1 way is the Holley Terminator X. The Holley Terminator X you guys can find online all day for $1,300. Give it, it could have the same problem as the Holley. It could come bad out of the box. But I've actually had better luck with the Holleys than I have in the past with anything that I've had anything else. Now, this isn't my first rodeo with Heltec and having a ECU go bad. I've also dealt with one before that went bad. So give it, there's bad in everything. Is it the cheapest? Is it the easiest? Fuck no. You can go get what's called Mega Squirt Micro. Mega Squirt Micro is like the bottom of the line cheap standalone ECU. You can buy it for $400 off of Summit. and I'm not getting paid to do this, and I'm not sponsored by this, but you can find online people who've done it. The Mega Squirt is $400. You make your own wire loom, you put your own plugs on it, and you pretty much have the same thing that everybody else has. You have EFI, you have the E85, you have nitrous control, boost control. You basically have everything. It's a little more primitive in the parameters and probably a little harder to find people to tune them, but my tuner will do it. If you guys want to go to West Tech and Ish, he tunes everything. He tunes Link, he tunes Heltech, he tunes Holly, he tunes everything. Gabe also is a good tuner too. He specializes in Haltech and he specializes in the 22RE or the 22Rs. So give it, I'm learning a very expensive lesson, and this is why this video sucks, because I wanted to do burnouts. I wanted to go with a welded differential, like you guys all commented, I read below, welded differential, and let little wheelie boy here behind the camera swing this thing with all the good shit, but we're not having it. And as you guys can tell, I'm doing other stuff. So while we're waiting for the computer to come back from Heltech, which I had to pay for them to ship over there, and now I'm waiting for them to contact me back to give me a price on how much it's going to cost me to fix it, we'll be back at with this thing and doing burnouts and stuff like that. Let's go look at the bed of the truck and show you where we're at. Ooh, a couple things that I did do that it was kind of weird. The adapter to go from a Toyota Speedo to a Chevy transmission, the threads are the same. It's only the little nipple that's different. And so what I did is I took the little nipple out and I ground it square and cut the end off. That bitch slipped right in and we got Speedo. So anybody wants to do a trick on your Chevy 350 to Toyota Speedo, you can use the factory cable that came with it, little shavy, and stick her in and she's ready to go. If you guys want to look inside, we got all the launch control. You can come back around here. So we did another bezel above the radio. The first button is launch control, so when you flip that on and you hit the brake, it'll go on 2-step. The second button is high boost. So with the button closed, you'll be on gate, which is spring pressure. That's 7 pounds. And flipping that up, you'll get 16 pounds. And then the third one is nitrous, my favorite. You flip that on, you got nitrous whenever you're at full throttle. So it works off a full throttle switch. And then of course, I got the big boy switch shift knob thingamajiggy, because you know, you gotta have your boyfriend sitting on the passenger seat rubbing your knob. What boys do. Welded diff, all right, for the 7,000 people that commented. Welded diff, yes, we welded the diff. We didn't show you a video of it because that's pretty much gay and we've done that 100,000 times. We're at our least favorite thing to do, and that's body work. And I'm on my 12th day of stripping it down, so like basically getting it down with 180 grit on the DA. And the DA is an animal for people who don't use it a lot, particularly me with a bad hand. It bites in, it takes a lot out, and you gotta be careful. As well as I had a panel replacement on that side to do. So if you look over here, we'll stick some pictures in it. I cut this whole piece out right here and replaced this all the way back to this corner. So this corner and all of this has been replaced. It was rotted out through the middle here. Through the middle here is where the bed aligns. And the problem with this truck, and you can see it over here, is it didn't really leave any weep holes. So when the bed got full of water, you get moisture built up behind these little panels, and it would rust this out. The other thing is, this guy I particularly know used to put stand-up jet skis in here and back it into the salt water and unload the jet ski and then ride the jet ski up, and that's what the dents are from, is from the jet ski bumping into, like right there is the nose of a jet ski dent. And that's why this got rusted out. So there is a lot more rust right here, but I am actually not going to replace this or fix this. I'm going to cut this out, and I'm going to cut it out over here, because when I want to do smoky burnouts, I want the smoke to come up through here. And plus I got this. This actually sits over top of it and it protects it from being dented on. And this is what's going to sit inside the bed, so you won't see the holes until the smoke comes out. So give it, the bed's not going to be perfect. The outside is going to be as close to what Brad can make nice. I'm on my second primer coat, and I'm down to like, I think we're at 200 right now, and I've got to go up to 400. That's the grit of the sandpaper, and that's to make it smoother, and smoother, and you can still feel it. See, I have a lot of high spots. So, absolutely the worst thing to do. I hate body work. I can't believe I'm doing it, but I'm too cheap to pay somebody else, and I can't afford it. So, if you guys want to support our channel, just make sure to watch these videos. If you guys want to screw with the algorithm, when you leave to work, just leave the videos on Brad's channel and let it play all day. That'll up YouTube. Thanks, guys.